Hi children, welcome to the Euclid Learning. So this is actually the second part of the 2020 ICT MCQ paper. So if you haven't watched my previous video, which I discussed the first 21 questions, please go and watch that. That's the part one of this playlist. And this is the second part where I will be continuing discussing the MCQ paper. So in this video, I will be basically finishing up the first paper discussion, right? Okay, let's start with question 22. Which of the following statements is false about HTML? So it's false, right? You have to be very careful about these terms. HTML stands for Hyper Text Markup Language. Yes, that's true, right? So that is correct. We want the false statement here. Second one, web pages can be created using HTML. Yes, we use HTML to create web pages. HTML tags determine how the web pages are displayed in the web browser. Yes, if you put a P tag, will be a paragraph. If you put IMG, it will be an image, right? If you put H1, it will be header 1, like that. Based on the tag, it will decide how to display the web page. Fourth one, HTML documents are created by using a web browser. No, for that, we can use something like even Notepad, like text editor or some ID to develop HTML documents. But web browser is actually used to view these web pages. So the answer here is fourth one, which is false one. 23rd one, which of the following HTML tag pair can be used to make a numbered list? Numbered list, that means like 1, 2, 3. So it is an ordered list. So definitely you should have OL and LI we use for the list item, right? So OL will define the ordered list, and you can tell what is the, either you want a number or a letter based on the given type, and then you can have a list for the items. So the answer is the fourth one. 24th one, right? Which of the following statements are correct? So here they basically talk few things. So first we'll go to the knowledge areas which are required for this one and come back to the question. So search engines, this is one of the most important concepts you should know, right? Actually, search engine is one of the best thing we can find in the internet, right? So hope you understand why we need search engines, right? Websites are having so much information, right? So if you know the particular URL or the address of the website, yes, you can type it in the address bar and visit to that website. But problem is there are unlimited number of websites, right? We cannot practically remember all these URLs. So therefore, these search engines are designed for the internet where users can easily find information, right? So there is a search box, right? If you have gone to the Google, you may know. So in the Google, there's a search box. So you can type what you want. Like if you want about elephants, type it there, elephants, and click search button, right? So then it will suggest you large number of websites with so many hyperlinks, right? Not only links like videos separately, images separately, like that, it will suggest you. So you can obtain all your necessary information by going through these resources. So one of the main thing students make a mistake is they think Google search engine and Google Chrome are the same. No, Google is the search engine, right? Like www.google.com, or for the Sri Lankan domain, you have google.lk. But Google Chrome is something else. That is the Chrome browser, web browser. So those are two different things. Web browser we use to access the internet, not to search, right? So not only Google search engine, we have Yahoo, we have Ask, those kind of MSN, like that. We have so many search engines, but most popular one is Google, right? When we were schooling, when we were we were doing all of us, finding some information is really hard, right? We have to either go to a library or to contact somebody who is knowledgeable. So finding some resource, finding some knowledge is very hard for us, but for you, it's with you in your fingertips. So you can just Google it and get anything you want. You can learn so many things, right, using these search engines. So these are very important tools for your learning, right? Second thing, I want to discuss about the protocols, because this knowledge area has been tested in your exam as well. So internet, right, there is no owner there, right? So therefore we need to have protocols which are set of rules, set of laws, right, which are helpful to operate the computer networks, right? So we have so many protocols, but in your textbook we have these things mentioned, right? So you should know at least these are some protocols and few names and few examples for the protocol. So there is no any detailed explanation of these things, but HTTP, right, is hypertext transit protocol, right? It's very common protocol. And TCP/IP, right? It's for the transmission control protocol, and IP is for the internet protocol. So HTTP is important basically for the HTML documents. You know, the internet is a collection of so many HTML web pages, right? So these things, these exchange of these documents are handled by HTTP, and TCP/IP is basically for controlling the exchange of IP addresses. And FTP, file transfer protocol, name itself tell, to exchange files, to share files between, we need FTP. And SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. So that is the SMTP is very important for your emails, electronic mail exchange, right? ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol. So it's basically helpful for informing and controlling messages when there are errors. So error handling is basically done by ICMP. So remember these protocols, at least few things like the name and what really it does, because you don't need to know details about these protocols. Next one I want to explain is about the domain name server, right? So hope you understand, like we need to have IP address, right? IP address is needed to identify a computer on the internet uniquely, right? So there is a problem, because in the IP address, as you can see here, IP address is very hard to remember. Can we remember Google IP like 69.4 like that? Can we remember the numbers? No, it's very hard. So even though IP address we use to uniquely identify the computer, the users, it's a bit hard to remember these. Now, if we have the domain name, it's very easy, google.com, it's very easy to remember. So domain name, because it's very human friendly, it helps to identify a website easily, right? So therefore, to do this mapping, right, because when we type the domain name, we need to convert it to the IP address. So this conversion is basically done by the domain name server, DNS, domain name server. Okay, we'll go back to the question and see which one are the correct answers, right? Search engines are used to find information on World Wide Web when the relevant URL is unknown. I explained, we cannot remember all the URLs in the internet. So therefore, search engines are very useful to search things. SMTP, remember, for the emails, the protocols related to the emails. SMTP is used to transfer message between mail servers. Yes. Web server translates domain names into IPs. No, it's DNS, domain name server, right? So domain name, so DNS is actually translating domain names into IP addresses. So this is wrong. So the answer is A and B only. That means the first answer. Fifth one, which of the following is false, right? You have to find the false statement here. So in this one also, we need to know few things, right? Let me quickly recap few knowledge areas relating to this question, right? Okay, so you should know what is internet, right? So internet, actually, internet is a computer network, right? But that is the largest computer network around the world, right? For example, what is a computer network? Right? It's collection of two or more computers. So internet is the largest network available, right? And because of the internet, right, we can access any resource in the world, right? Like it's becoming like a global village, right? But remember, internet is not having a single owner, but there is a non-profitable organization called the Internet Society, which is like becoming the in charge of ethics and principles related to the internet. And we learned in the earlier question, we need protocols to maintain the internet operations, right? So this is the basic understanding about internet. And when it comes to the services provided by internet, there are few services you should remember. World Wide Web, that is the most important service provided by the internet, because all these resources are like connected with hyperlinks. All these web pages are connected with hyperlinks. So that is the most important thing in the internet. In addition to that, we have file transfer protocol, remote access, right? File sharing, streaming of media like YouTube, search engines, email, not only that, instance messaging, right? And what about social media, right? We cannot ignore all these things, right? News sites, so many services now. Actually, we cannot live. I don't think we can live one day without internet. It's like that. It's so much like connected to our lives, right? So, okay, we'll go for the question back. Which of the statement is false, right? The internet is a network of computer networks. Yeah, it's the largest network available in the world. And so we want to find the false one. An HTML document which is as accessible through the internet is called a web page. Yeah, we talk about that, right? It's about this, all these web pages are interconnected, kind of. A web page can contain multimedia contents. Yes, we can have images, text, video, audio, different things in a web page. Go to a web page, simple web page, and see so many resources are available on that web page. The internet and the World Wide Web are the same. No, no, no. This is one of another common mistake students are doing. They think internet and World Wide Web are same. No, internet is a network, the largest network available. www is one of the services provided by the internet. Okay. 26th question, right? It's about HTML tags, right? We'll quickly go for a small knowledge area regarding that one, right? So hope you have very comfortable with HTML, but let me talk about this table tag, right? Because it's very important where you can insert a table by using this table tag, right? So in a table, we can have a border if you want. So this is an attribute and the value, right? And in the table, you can have a caption like this. And there will be rows. Can you see these TR tags? These are separate rows, right? And in that one, the first one, that under TR tag, we have TH tags. So these are table headers, right? And TD is for the table cells, right? So remember, table, TR, inside the TR, you can either have TH tags or TD tags, right? So this is how you create a basic table, right? So when you're talking about this TD, right, there's a small important things, this call span and row span, right? Can you see in this one, in this table, there are two columns here, right? But in the first one, there's no two columns, those are merged together. So if you want to create a cell merging several columns, then we have to use the call span attribute. Now, can you see in this table tag is there and TR, right? You don't have the TH ones. In the TD one, there is a call span equal to 2. That means these two columns are merged together here. Do you understand? Right? Others are the same thing. Now you have TR tag. So this is the TR. This is the next TR. In the TR, you have two TDs. Use extends. Two TDs are there. The next TR, you have another two TDs, T and this value. In next TR, you have another two TDs, rubber and this one, right? So only one place we have the call span where two of these columns are merged together. Similarly, if you want to merge several rows together and create a single cell, we can use row span, right? So here, now in this one, like the earlier one, it's having two columns merged, but can you see in this place, two rows are merged together. Two rows are merged together. So here, after the T, right, in this same TR, right, I have TD, right? And then I'm telling row span this thing, that value. And then only I'm telling next TD as the rubber. So there are two rows, T and rubber. Here it's merged together with row span, right? So let's go back to the question. So here, can you see there is a row span? Here two rows are merged together, but no columns are merged. So actually answer 2 and 4, we can just skip it away, right? Then we have 1 and 2, right? So in the 1 and 2, we have to pick one answer. So what's the difference, right? You have table TR tag, inside you have TH, then TH and TDs are there, and TD should be with the row span. A problem in this one is they are telling TR tag should have this attribute. No, no. TD tag should be having row span and call span tags, attributes, right? 27th one. It's a very easy one, but let me quickly recap you about the format of email address. I know there may be students still don't know these things because I don't know. These are very easy questions. You can answer and get marks. So let me help them, right? So in an email address, you have the username, you have the @sign, and then you have the domain name like this, right? So remember this @sign is very important to identify because otherwise you cannot separate the username and the domain name, right? So we'll go back to the question, right? So here no @sign, right? The second one seems okay, right? Here two @signs, no, then it's confusing. And here it's Gmail _ no, it's gmail.com, yahoo.com, right? Like that. So here the answer should be the second one. 28th one. Which of the statements are correct? So here they talk about digital divide, right? So let me quickly recap what it is, right? So digital divide. In Sri Lanka, we can see this, right? It is an economic and social inequality. It's not balanced, right? Because they have the access or ability to use the IT, right? There's a gap in there, right? It's not equal that everybody don't know how to use a computer. It's true, right? In Sri Lanka, can you think about, right? Some schools in rural areas, they don't have one computer in their lab. They don't have a lab, especially. They don't have, some people don't have even classroom. So there's a digital divide, right? There is a inequality. Not everybody has got the same opportunity to learn, to access, to use IT, right? So that is what we called a digital divide, right? So for example, education. You know IT teachers are not very available, right? Not only for single medium, especially English medium also, it's very hard to find proper IT teachers. And even you have some IT teachers, what they want to do is to quickly change into other careers maybe. So not very good teachers can be found, lack of education, inability to use technology, right? poverty, right? Some rural area students, they don't want to learn about computers. They want to eat something. They are hungry, right? So under industrial development, some countries, some areas don't have electricity even. So how can they think about IT, right? I can remember one of the student, I don't remember, he was island first or something from scholarship exam or something, and he got a laptop. But his problem is to charge the laptop, his house doesn't have electricity. So like that, because of these problems, especially in the rural areas, there's a huge problem to access for these resources. So there's another concept called digital bridge, right? So digital bridge actually try to avoid the digital divide, right? Because they try to form connections, and it's not very easy thing, right? Because you cannot provide everybody a computer or a mobile phone and give it, but people should be like given these things with a meaning, right? Especially digital literacy should be given, right? That's the main important thing. ICT knowledge should be given. Then it will help to over this digital divide, right? So in Sri Lanka also, there was so many plans, resources centers and all these things. And I know personally a lot of people who have helped these rural schools to give these equipments, give these knowledge sharing sessions, right? So these people will be having a knowledge of digital literacy, right? So that's the most important thing, because just giving a phone or just giving a computer won't help them to know everything, right? Okay, we'll go back. 28th one, digital divide separates hardware into two categories, analog and digital. No. This is about humans, right? Strong. So A shouldn't be in any of the answers. Actually, this should be the answer if you are very tricky here. The answer is already be picked up, because A cannot be in any of these answers. But we'll go and see. Software piracy, right, is copying of computer programs illegally. Yes. Digital literacy can reduce the digital divide. Yes. So B and C are the answers for this one. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the malicious software? Right? We have to know about malicious software. So let me quickly jump into the knowledge areas, right? So harmful software, that is what malicious software means. So in your textbook, there are few things you should know about these things, right? First thing is a computer virus, right? Computer virus can enter to your computer, right? And what happens is it will spread rapidly in your computer and cause a lot of harms, right? It can be entered to your computer through a program, through a network, through a CD, through a USB drive, right? Memory chips, email, right? That's why they are telling don't click unnecessary unknown emails, right? So viruses will enter the system and they will they will destroy your hard disk. They will delete files. They will replicate and create unnecessary files in your folders. Different things can be done, right? Computer worms. Computer worms also very similar to viruses, but worms actually capable of acting and spreading alone, right? Using email attachments, false websites, and instant messaging. So they can replicate themselves very easily. Spyware. Spy. Spy means what? Spying on something, right? Okay. Trojan horse. Actually, this name came with some Greek kind of stories, right? So actually what happened was this Trojan horse is kind of a harmful software, right? But actually how this word came in, like if you refer the internet and find there was a war, and when they wanted to enter to the enemy's place, what they did was they created a hose using wood. And they inside this hose, they put the army soldiers and sent it to the enemy country. So enemy country, I don't remember king or emperor, they got it. They thought it's a gift or something, like it's a nice wooden horse. So they just took it, right? But what happened in the night, these soldiers came out and attacked the country, right? So what it tells is it presents very harmless, right? It's very friendly kind of entering, right? So it enters the system, right? And after that, it makes the user uncomfortable, maybe unnecessary. Windows are opening, deleting documents, stealing documents, right? And it allows other harmful softwares to come and install, right? It can be entered uh, using email and anything, right? But remember, the difference is virus and worms can replicate and can spread by themselves, but Trojan horse does not spread by itself. It enters to the system like a friendly manner, but it really harms the place, right? Adware. So adware means displaying unnecessary advertisement notices in your computer screen, right? Sometimes using these advertisements, these adware will collect your information, maybe not very harmful, right? But it is kind of disturbing, right? To popping up ads and all. Bots. Bots are derived from the word robots, right? Bots are very harmful software, right? Which will collect personal information and using instant messages and other conversations and will communicate it back to the network. Hijacker, browser hijacker, right? Hijacker, the word itself tells, right? It is capable of misdirect user to a different website, right? Sometimes the user doesn't know that he has been redirected, but it will be redirected to a different kind of a website and collect his information and do this. We can call actually a hijacker is similar to adware as well. Phishing. Right? Phishing is basically done actually using emails, right? It's actually art of deceiving users to collect information from about bank accounts and electronic accounts. For example, you will receive an email, right? It looks like it's from your bank, right? So you think, okay, my bank has sent me a link, and in the email there's a link. Click here and give you a credit card details. Please update your account information. And it will redirect to a false place, false website, and will ask you to fill forms, will capture your information. Maybe some people will ask you to deposit some money even, right? So that is why phishing means if you don't know the resource, if you don't know the source where you get this email, please don't click these links, right? For example, if you get a similar mail like it's from your bank, contact your bank. Did you send this email, right? Most of the time, these emails will have spelling mistakes. You can easily figure it out. So don't give sensitive information over a link, right? Contact your bank, contact your payment centers and check with them before you provide your information. Spam. Spam is unauthorized email, right? You are getting sometimes advertisements related things, maybe from unknown people, especially the advertisements kind of. So what happened is the mailbox will be filled with it, unwanted stuff, right? So in email, we have a separate folder called junk or the spam. So it will identify, it will based on its algorithms, it will identify whether it's a spam or like that. And sometimes it will be automatically redirected to these spam folders. So it is really helpful for you, right? Otherwise, unwanted emails will be filled in your inbox, right? Trojan horse is a form of spyware, yes. Computer worms can spread by themselves, yes, but Trojan horse cannot. Phishing is a technique of displaying unnecessary messages on the computer screen. No, it's the adware, or the hijackers also do similar things. Sometimes it will be redirecting, but it's more towards the adware, right? But phishing is using emails and trying to deceive the user. So your answer should be A and B. In which of the following network topology each computer is exactly connected with two computers? So network topologies, hope you remember, right? So when it comes to network topologies, there is a star topology, right? So in the star topology, what happens is you have the switch or a hub in the middle, right? And the computers are connected to that. Bus topology. So here, two computers are not connected to each other directly. You have to go through the switch or the hub. Bus topology means there is a backbone, right? And you have computers like this. So if the backbone is done or dead, it's all the network will down, because these computers are not directly connected to each other. They are connected to the backbone. Ring topology. Ring topology is like this, like a ring. Okay, so it's actually moving the data in a circular manner, right? So can you see here, two computers are connected to the same thing. So if one is broken, the whole topology will break. Tree topology, right? The tree topology, it's like bus and the star, right? You have the backbone, you have the stars here like this. So it's a connection of star and bus topologies. Final thing is the mesh computer. So here all the computers in the network are connected to all of them. So can you see this computer connected to this, 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 and this? So we call this as a full mesh topology. Actually, if one is broken, you cannot call it full mesh. But here every computer is connected to all the others, each others, right? So we'll go for the question back. So it's a ring. In the ring, each computer is exactly connected with two nearby ones, right? So it should be the ring. 31, right? So what is the resolution of an image which is 250 pixels wide and 100 pixels high, right? We'll go and remind what is a resolution, right? Pixels are used to measure the physical dimensions of a digital graphic. So in a digital graphic, you can have pixels, right? Pixels help you to measure this dimension, right? Using the image dimension, image resolution, right? For example, in this figure, you have 250 pixels here, right? 175 pixels here. So the resolution, you just multiply these two together, right? So if you have high resolution, that means you have large number of pixels and the quality is high, right? So to determine the quality of a graphic, we can use the number of pixels per inch, right? Or like this, right? PPI, pixels per inch, or the number of dots per inch, DPI, dots per inch. So from these two, we can actually find out the quality of the image or the picture. And when it comes to color, right, the digital graphic can contain so many pixels. Actually, each pixel will represent a color, right? So pixel is a small dot with a color, kind of. So usually for the naked eye, you can go for up to 16 million colors, right? So these are actually mix of colors. You may heard about RGB colors, right? Yes. So that is how the colors are work, right? Okay, we'll go back to the question. Sorry, yeah, 31st one. Actually, I went for 31st and 32nd, both were discussed. But anyway, both are regarding the pixels. So 31st, the answer is very straight. This is the resolution, right? 250 into 100. 32. Pixels are used to measure the physical dimension of a digital image. Yes, we learn it, right? Number of bits per pixel determine the number of colors in a digital image. Yes, that's true. B is true. Pixels of a digital image are arranged in a three-dimensional array. No, that's wrong. So the answer will be A and B. 33. Which of the following represents the given four numbers in ascending order, right? So the problem here is they have different bases. So we cannot compare like this. So we have to convert all the numbers into one base. So what I have done is I have converted 60, this one, and this one into decimal. 200 is anyway given as the decimal number. So let me show how the conversions were done. Okay, so hope you remember, right? 64, this is 16, base 16. So the weighting factors are 16 into 0, 16 into 1. 6 and 4 you take it. And 6 into this one, 96. 4 into, what is this? 16 into 0, power 0. It's 1, 1. 4 into 1 is 4. So 100 is the answer. Actually, our 200 is there. This is 100. So remember that in your head. Then we have this number 226 in the octal. So in the octal, the weighting factors are 80, 81, 8, 8 to the power 2, 8 to the power 0, 8 to the power 1, 8 to the power 2. So 8 to the power 0 is actually 1. 1 into 6 is 6. 8 into 1 is 8. 8 into 2 is 16. 8 to the power 2, it's 64. 64 into 2 is 128. So if you add all these numbers, you can get 150. Okay, so final number, this is a binary number, right? In the binary number, you have to convert it to decimal. So weighting factors are 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 0 is 1. This is 2 into 1. 0 into anything, ignore. 2 to the power 3 is 8. 8 into 1 is 8. 0 into anything, you don't worry, just 0. And 2 to the power 5 is 32. 32 into 1 is 32. So when you add, it's 43. So can you see 43, 150, 100? Those are the answers we got. So 200 is the largest number. So when it comes to the ascending order, we are from small to larger. This will be the answer. I'm picking it only by looking the last answer. See how easy to get. Okay, 34. So which of the Boolean expression is actually helpful for you to get the answer, right? You have to get the relevant Boolean expression. So here, right, let me show you how to get it, right? So here X and Y are there and this is an AND gate, right? So we can write X and Y, right? So it should be like this. Okay. And what about here? You have the Y negation and you have X. It's with OR gate. So you have X, OR gate is there, and Y, it should be a negation. So these two are actually used with the OR gate. OR gate. So OR gate is like, so OR gate is with the plus. So actually answer 1 and 4 only having pluses, right? So we check this one X in X and Y. Okay. Y should be negation with X. Yeah. So this is the answer we can think about. First answer. Okay, understood. So from this gate itself, this is a O gate, right? O gate. So O means plus. So these actually 2 and 3 answers you can just ignore. Okay, next one. Consider the following truth table, right? And you want to find the relevant logic gate are there. You have to find the relevant truth table for this one, right? First, for this one, right? Directly also you can do it and see A, right? B, A negation, right? With the AND gate. So you can directly do it, but I will show you exactly with the detailed explanation. So you have A, B, right? Fill this 0, 0. Better to write 0, 1 here. It's okay. 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, right? Then you have this is your, your expression. So some students directly can get this value. No worries, you do it like this, but this is a detailed explanation. So for that, you need a negation. So negation, 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0, 0 become 1, 1 becomes 0. So this is the new value we have to consider with AND operation with B. So remember, in the AND operation, it will become 1 only if both inputs are 1. So only in this scenario, it's becoming 1. All other scenarios, it's becoming 0. So this is the truth table for the question. Then they're asking actually here, you have to find the relevant equivalent truth table for these other, from other 4 as well. So if we think about this one, you have A, you have B with a negation, and you have O gate with a not symbol. So we'll see the truth table for that, right? We have A, we have B. You have to think about B negation, right? Because this is the final expression we have. So B negation become 1, 1, 0, 0. Then you have to get it with O operation with A. So A and this one with O operation. O operation means if at least one input is becoming 1, then your output will become 1. See, only in this scenario, it is becoming 0. So in here, it will become 0. But you have to think about NO gate. So you have to get the negation of this one. Can you see the truth tables are equal? Yeah, so therefore, your answer is the first answer. Luckily, first one itself got matched, but if not, you have to do a truth table for other ones and see. Which of the following statements are correct regarding programming languages, right? Okay. So actually, in the same paper, we discussed about these things, about few things about this programming language, about the assembly language, machine language, high-level language. So I'm not going to talk another knowledge area for this. We'll see the questions, right? A is telling Pascal and C are examples of high-level programming grams. Yes, C, not only these, C#, Java, those are also high-level programming languages. A program written in machine language can be executed directly on the computer. Yes, no need of a translation because it's in the machine language, 1 zeros. Execution speed of the program written in assembly language is comparatively higher than the execution speed of the programs written in machine language. No, machine language you can directly execute, but assembly language you have to convert, right? So therefore it is lesser, having lesser speed, execution speed, right? So the answer is A and B. So that's the first one. Okay, 27th one. Okay, now pseudocodes, right? You have to spend some time for this. Okay, this is a very tricky one, I would say, because a lot of students have made this question wrong. And the same concept actually have been tested in the second paper as well, right? Okay, so this is a pseudocode, right? Pseudocode, it's like English, no need of any syntax. So you have begin and end keywords. That's a normal practice we do. And we have two variables as sum and count, right? Both are given values. Sum is 0, count is 5. And this is a repeat until. That means you repeat this block until this condition is true. If the condition is true, at that point, we stop this execution. That's the most important thing you should remember. Okay, we'll see how this goes on. So actually, sum is initially 0. 0 plus 5 into 5, right? Your count is 5. 5 into 5 is 25. So 25 you assign to sum, right? Now, what happened? Let me quickly put that value here. So your sum is now 25, right? And your count, earlier your count was 5. 5 minus 1, it is 4. Okay. You go and check the condition, right? 4 is greater than 0. Yes, it's true. Condition is true. So you come out. You repeat until this is true only. It's true now. And if it's true, stop the repetition. Stop the repetition. That's what you should remember. So you have to come out. Your sum is now how much? It's 25. So some students have been doing this repetition a few times without understanding. So in here, you should repeat until the condition is true only. Next one. It's about arrays, right? Okay, so arrays. Hope you remember. So M is the array name, right? And here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements are there. The length is 8. But when you're talking about the index, it is the 0th element. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that only. It's going on. So we'll think about the answers, right? A is telling array M has length of 8. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, this is true. M5 has the value of 50. So we know indexing start with 0. M0, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. Okay, it's 60. So B is wrong. Value of, now if you think about the answers, can you see B cannot be in anything? So this cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be. So your answer should be actually the second one, but we'll go and check. Value of M1. M1 is this, okay? And M3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, this one. So these two added together, right? It is actually 60. Yes, this is also correct. Okay, 29th one. Okay, so here there's a flow chart, right? Can you see the flow chart? Yes. So here they have given 5 for the num. So your num is actually 5 here. Here your num is actually 5. Okay. So then after that there is a count going on. Count is 1, answer is 1, right? So actually I prepared a small table. I will show you this table here. So you can check with me, same thing, right? Okay, so here my answer, right, is 1, 1 into 1. My count is 1, answer is 1. 1 into 1, my answer is becoming 1, right? Then I check num. Num is 5. 5 is less than 1. count is 1. So yes, that's true. I go here, count is equal to count plus 1, right? Count is now 1. 1 plus 1, count is becoming actually 2 here, right? Can you see? So 2. Then I go here. Now my answer is actually 1. 1 into count. Count is 2. 1 into 2 is 2. 2 is less than 5. Yes. I increment my count. Count is incremented by 1. So count is becoming 3. So I go here. Now what is my answer? My answer is 2. 2 into count. 2 into count. 3. 6. 2 into 3 is 6. So count is actually still 3. 3 is less than 5. Yes, I go here. I increase my count. Count is actually 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. I come here. My answer is actually 6 earlier. 6 into 4. 6 into 4. Now my answer is 24. So again, I go here. My count is still 4. 4 is less than 5. Yes. I go here. I count again. So now my count is 5. 5 plus 1. Sorry, 4. 4 plus 1 become 5. So here I come here, 24 into 5, 24 into 5. So my new answer is 120. I come here, my count is 5. My number is 5. 5 is not less than 5. So that's no. So I print the answer. My answer is 120. My answer is 120. So do it in a methodical way. Otherwise, definitely you will make mistake. Okay, last question, right? Last question. Okay, so here there is another pseudocode. You have begin, end, and you have a number is as 12, right? So while number is greater than 5, 12 is greater than 5, yes, we come here. There's if else loop, if else condition. So 12 is greater than or equal to 10, yes. 12 divided by 2. Now it's 6. Right? Now it's 6. Number is 6. So you go back. It's a while loop. 6. In the while loop, you do until this condition become false. Right? So 6 is greater than 5 years. 6 is greater than 10. No. Then for 6, you add a 4. So this will become 10 now. Right? This will become 10 now. Right? Let me quickly put it. So num become, I will put it here. Num become 10 right now. So 10 is greater than 5, yes, right? And 10 is greater than equal 10, yes, 10 is equal to 10. So 10 divided by 2, it's 5, right? 5, right? I go back, now my number is 5, right? 5 is greater than 5, no, no. So I stop this loop and come out and I display my number as 5. Understood? So if you don't get these pseudocode questions, please pause the video and again replay until you understand, right? And if you have any questions, please do comment and tell me your honest feedback, because when I searched YouTube, I didn't find any resource regarding 2020 ICT paper done in full English medium, right? In English, right? So this is the only resource I think available for you. So hope you learned a lot of things. So if you like our videos, please do like and please add comments and subscribe our channel and please share these videos among your friends, right? Okay, thank you very much.